Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays were always 3 days that would stick out to me, or they had some kind of significance back when I was drinking, in the sense that there was a pattern there, and I would always repeat the same behaviors. And I'll tell you about Wednesday, but in order to tell you about Wednesday, I have to go back to Monday where it all started. Whenever I would decide that I was going to quit drinking, it would always fall on a Monday. And more than likely, I would have come off of a horrific 5 to 6 day bender. I would wake up on Monday morning and I would have that moment where I knew I needed to change my life. I needed to quit drinking. I could no longer live the way I was. I was full of anxiety, regret, guilt, shame, heart racing, sweating, starting to feel the detox withdrawal coming on. I would always be in such a low place, both physically and mentally. And that would always bring me to a place of where, Beth, we can't do this anymore. This isn't it. We need to quit drinking. And I would always be so sincere about it at the time. Like, I would no longer be trying to deny the fact that I had a drinking problem. So I would manage to get through the day on Monday. I don't know how. I would go to work feeling like crap. I knew there was no hair of the dog coming up, and I would just do whatever it took to get through that day so I could just get home and just loaf on the couch and just hate my life. And the detox withdrawal, everything was in full swing, but I would make it through it. So I would get up on Tuesday morning still feeling like crap, but I would feel a little bit better because I knew I had just went a day without drinking. So I would tell myself, we can do this today. We can make it through it. And I would get through Tuesday. But I would wake up on Wednesday morning, having gone 2 full days without drinking, and I would have this sense of confidence that was just unmatched. And I felt like a reformed drinker. I felt like a changed person, because in my mind, I always thought an alcoholic was someone who could not go without alcohol. Well, I just proved that theory wrong, my own theory wrong, because I just went 2 days without it. So I would plan in the morning. It's funny how those plans we make when we first wake up, like, oh, I'm not going to drink today, they're so sincere in the morning. But as the day goes on, the negotiations start, and that just goes out the window. So I would plan to not drink on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday afternoon, I would feel very accomplished for having not drank for 2.5 days. And I would decide to reward myself. And how I would justify it is, I'm a reformed drinker now. I've been healed. I've been cured. I went 2.5 days without drinking. Someone who had a problem could not go 2.5 days without drinking. We deserve to have a drink. And also, we're a normal drinker now. But we're just going to have like 1 or 2 drinks. We're not going to get carried away, because we have control now, because the past 2.5 days just proved that we have control now. So I would go to the store, buy some alcohol, get home, pour that first drink, be so giddy and excited about it, just truly believing, even at this point, that it was going to be different. But I would have that first drink, pour another one, have that drink, finish off the rest of the bottle, and before I knew it, I was in my car under the influence, driving to the store, buying more alcohol. And that would kick off another 5 to 7 day bender. And I did that for 10 years. And looking back at it, the crazy thing to me about that is how every single Wednesday, it was always a Wednesday when I would fall off the wagon, I believed that same lie every single time, that it was going to be different when it never was.